All around the world, world news, politics. Politics and world news, that's what it is. Politics and world news. Politics and world news. Politics and world news, that's what it is. All around the world, world news, politics. Politics and world news, that's what it is. Politics and world news. Politics and world news. Hakalugi spit, get locked up in Egypt for supporting the Gaza Strip. I ain't need a degree to get a tech job. I use artificial intelligence to stick and ride. United States, China, and Japan, nothing but conflict, Israel and Iran. This is the cancer that Big Tobacco gave to me. They can remember the Holocaust, but not slavery. Young Buck got locked in a police station in solitary confinement, poverty, and isolation. It's time to fight for your rights. All eyes on me like the world news tonight. President Trump put a travel ban on Africa, Ukraine, India, Pakistan. It's a massacre. Elon Musk is the richest man in the world, but they closing down schools for little boys and the girls. Politics and world news. Politics and world news. Politics and world news, that's what it is. All around the world, world news, politics. Politics and world news, that's what it is. Politics and world news. Politics and world news. Politics and world news, that's what it is. Politics and world news, that's what it is. All around the world, world news, politics. Politics and world news, that's what it is. Politics and world news, that's what it is. Politics and world news, that's what it is. All around the world, world news, politics. Politics and world news. Politics and world news. Politics. Go to automatic politics and world news, June 2025. Card to the people. Session radio. Politics and world news.
Over 20,000 people have become confident Spanish speakers with Basic. In just the past year, our teachers gave over 770,000.
It is now the first state in the country to ban most law enforcement officers from covering their faces while on duty. That includes federal immigration agents. It comes as the Trump administration ramps up immigration enforcement across the country and in California, some agents wearing masks during raids.
In a democracy where we have rights, immigrants have rights, and we have the right to stand up and push back.
But the move has been met with questions from some over how a state law can be enforced on federal officials.
It just baffles the mind on why anybody wastes their time and taxpayer money arguing or deliberating or taking the time to even put ink to paper on this.
Thank you for joining us at 10. I'm Cecil Hannibal. Governor Newsom signed that bill along with several others aimed at protecting California's immigrant communities. Thanks for Peyton Headley's live in the newsroom tonight. A lot to unpack here, Peyton. So it bans some officers from wearing masks, but there are some exemptions.
Right, Cecil. Well, most law enforcement are banned from wearing face coverings, but it does make exceptions for personal protective equipment and SWAT operations. The Highway Patrol is also exempt, but officers who don't follow the rules could face charges or get stripped of their qualified immunity.
SB 627, the anti-masking law. Thank you.
Governor Gavin Newsom signing the No Secret Police Act into law Saturday, prohibiting both local and federal law enforcement from covering their faces while on duty.
ICE, unmasked. What are you afraid of?
Bill, a direct response to recent immigration raids in California, where federal agents wore masks while making arrests.
Unmarked cars, people in masks, people quite literally disappearing, no due process, no rights.
It's not clear how or if the state could even enforce the ban on federal agents. Acting U.S. Attorney Bill Essayli posting on X today saying California has no jurisdiction over the federal government. He said, quote, "I've directed our federal agencies that the law signed today has no effect on our operations. Our agents will continue to protect their identities."
It's absolutely stupid and useless. This doesn't affect anybody it's intended to affect.
As for local jurisdictions, Sergeant Amar Gandhi with the Sacramento County Sheriff's Office says lawmakers are creating a solution to a problem that doesn't exist.
This will have no consequence to quite literally anybody. They have no jurisdiction over federal authorities. When is the last time you walked outside and saw a patrolman in a mask? Doesn't happen.
Meanwhile, advocacy groups like NorCal Resist say they're looking forward to learning about how the new law will be enforced, saying in part, we're encouraged to see steps being taken to end these disturbing secret police tactics that have created terror in our immigrant communities. And we reached out to the White House about the new law. They sent us a statement reading in part, ICE officers wear masks to protect themselves and their families from being doxxed. ICE officers act heroically to enforce the law and protect American communities with the utmost professionalism. Anyone pointing the finger at law enforcement officers instead of the criminals are simply doing the bidding of criminal illegal aliens. And that new law will take effect on January 1st, 2026.
This machine could change t-shirt printing forever. I printed this t-shirt with a back neck label, sleeve hit, an awesome chest graphic, hang tag.
Resolution members to record their vote by electronic device. It's a 5-minute vote.
If you have a debit card, you need to know about this.
A doorbell camera capturing the moment this Mebane woman says she handed over her savings of $17,500 in cash to a complete stranger.
Criminals are wiping out bank accounts using your debit card, online banking, and they're showing up at your front door. This scam is a lot bigger than just this one person. It's part of a growing trend that's been reported in cities all across the country.
The sheriff says they're currently working with the North Carolina SBI and the Department of Homeland Security to identify more victims and suspects. And while the total amount of money scammed is unknown at this time, he says it's close to $400,000.
This woman thought she was helping her bank fix a mistake. Instead, she gave her life savings to a criminal who showed up at her front door. It all started with the suspicious $82 PayPal charge on her Bank of America account.
It started when she was on her computer trying to log on to her bank account.
I put in my password and username and got to the website, but it wouldn't let me open my accounts.
She grabbed her cell phone and says she went to the number saved in her cell phone for her bank.
Now, little did she know right here was the setup for the biggest scam that was going to completely change her life from this one phone call. Because the scammers used her own words against her. They told her her bank accounts had been frozen because of suspicious activity through PayPal, that same $82 charge that she was calling her bank about. So what they did was they transferred her over to PayPal's fraud department to figure out what was going on with this transaction. And as I'm sure you can already guess, that wasn't PayPal. And this is where the scam started to escalate.
On the line with them, she says she was told the charge was for $82 and they said they could refund her, but she had to follow their instructions, which included downloading several things on her computer.
All right, so you're probably wondering, how did we get from $82 to $17,500? And it actually happened right here. When the scammers asked this lady to install some software on their computer, they pulled up a fake refund program that asked her to put in the amount of money that she was due for a refund.
Like $82. And I immediately looked up to the screen and it says $18,000. And then it goes accept, just like that. And I said to this man, I said, that's wrong. I said, that's not what I typed in. I said, that's a mistake.
This was all a part of the scam. And you can still hear the surprise and frustration in her voice. What she was actually seeing, that $18,000, was money that had been transferred from her savings to her checking by the scammers. Remember, they had her install software on her computer. This software was remote control software. So now these scammers actually have physical access to her computer to continue pulling the threads on this scam because she doesn't realize the money actually came from her savings account, her actual money. The scammers convince her that they've accidentally sent her this extra money.
What you have to do to fix it is you have to get cash, go to your bank and get cash.
Hesitant to follow his instructions, but she says this letter with a Bank of America logo came out of her printer, stating there's a serious matter concerning your account, an unresolved tax issue related to a personal transaction from PayPal. As a result, online account transfers are temporarily blocked by the IRS.
Everybody in the CEO's world is looking to that CEO to be this resource for them, and that's a lot to carry.
Temporarily blocked by the IRS.
Now look, I know what you're thinking. Like, who would do this? Who in their right mind would go and do this? But I want you to see exactly what these scammers did right here. It's ridiculous.
The letter goes on to state, we have not notified your local branch. It's crucial you refrain from discussing this transaction with them. Doing so may lead to freezing or seizing all funds in your account.
She's been on the phone for hours trying to fix a refund mistake that never even happened. She's scared her accounts are about to be frozen, and the scammers just printed an IRS warning letter from her own printer. And so she's driving over to the bank, confused, overwhelmed, and still on the line with these scammers. And honestly, it's a blessing that she wasn't hurt. Because imagine being that stressed out, that distracted, and then getting rear-ended on the way to the bank. That's the kind of chaos these scammers want to create, and they often do. And if something like that ever happens to you, where you're hurt, even a small fender bender, your case could actually be worth millions, but only if you have the right people fighting for you. And that's where Morgan & Morgan comes in, America's largest injury law firm. They helped real people win serious cases. $12 million in Florida, 34 times more than the insurance offered. $26 million in Philly, 40 times more than the insurance offered. And the best part, it's completely free unless you win your case. No upfront fees, no fine print. You can start your claim now at forthepeople.com/Boyd, or just scan the QR code on the screen from your phone's camera. Because trying to fight the insurance company with no backup.
And here is your latest Africa news. Ethiopia's Prime Minister and Foreign Minister have just met with the United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken in Addis Ababa as the United States government look to repair relations with Ethiopia following a failed coup plot to overthrow the Ethiopian government that had caused the 2-year civil war in the Tigray region. Blinken will then head to the West African nation of Niger on Thursday as he continues the US PR charm offensive. This trip is the latest in a series of visits to Africa by senior US officials. The Biden administration look to repair ties with the continent amid competition from China. The United States was accused for supporting the TPLF rebel group during the Tigray War, even at one point sharing intelligence with the terrorist group. This war had killed tens of thousands of people before the peace accord was reached last November only through the help of the African Union. The United States government imposed a wide-ranging restriction on the economy and security assistance to Ethiopia and cut access to the United States African Growth and Opportunity Act, known as AGOA. This action was further done to weaken the Ethiopian government during the conflict. Ethiopia, which is Africa's second most populated nation, publicly accused Washington of meddling in its internal affairs, supporting the TPLF rebel group, and then threatened to reassess the bilateral relationship between the two countries. After all this, you may ask, why is Ethiopia still working with the United States? Ethiopia is looking to restructure its debt and secure an international monetary fund loan, which is vital to the continuing growth of the country. The state financier minister said last year that these funds were being delayed due to the Tigray War. Let us know what you think about the visit of the United States Secretary of State to Ethiopia after all the United States has done to Ethiopia. Thank you for watching. This has been Mekimushi from Tunacheki, and please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. to get all your latest Africa news. And remember, Africa is watching.
Never worry about your phone running out of battery when you're out and about. The secret is this compact device. Have you noticed that wealthy people in Shanghai never...
A major announcement from the White House today. President Trump suggested that the use of acetaminophen during pregnancy may contribute to rising autism rates in the U.S.
It is a link that experts have studied, and they say it's unproven. And the makers of the best-known brand of acetaminophen, Tylenol, say it disagrees with the White House and is worried about the health risk this raises for pregnant women. But the president said a warning will go out to doctors, and he delivered one of his own.
All pregnant women should talk to their doctors for more information about limiting the use of this medication while pregnant.
The American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists is calling any suggestion that acetaminophen is linked to autism highly concerning. In a statement posted today, the organization said the conditions people use acetaminophen to treat during pregnancy are far more dangerous than any theoretical risks. A Methuen mother has long wondered what caused her son's autism.
But as the BBC's Mike Sullivan tells us, she's not accepting the White House explanation.
Time flies as a new parent, milestones coming and going, flipping faster than the photos can come.
One day after his 4th birthday.
That's when it all slowed down for Hillary Steele.
He had fewer words at like 15 months than he should have had.
Her son Cole was diagnosed with autism, the why always looming overhead.
I tried to not consume myself with that because I had another baby at home.
The Trump administration now announcing a link between Tylenol usage during pregnancy and an increase in autism.
You've had Tylenol with 2 different children during pregnancy?
Three.
She needed it to battle hormone migraines. Her other 2 children do not have autism.
I don't want to scare moms until we have more information, but I would hope that they would take this information and maybe be cautious.
Her belief is autism is caused in the womb, potentially, by a cocktail of factors.
Maybe there's a little bit of a genetic factor, and then you add in whatever. If you add in Tylenol, there you go. The cup can't hold anymore.
Steele is big on research. She says her other children have taken part in autism studies at Boston Children's Hospital, and she tried to get her son's spinal cord blood used in the study at Duke.
Show me the research. Show me the safety and efficacy of any product.
In Methuen, I'm Mike Sullivan, WBZ News.
probably been told that learning Spanish takes years. I'll show you why that's not true, and how people just like you are becoming fluent in a
Well, she's a mother and a grandmother, but she doesn't look it. Take a look at that. Annette Larkin says she's made her own fountain of youth, and not through plastic surgery. Now her husband says he wished he would have listened to her years ago. Tanya Rogers has more on her secret.
And here we have some ginger. Annette Larkin shows off her garden in her Miami-Dade County backyard. It's full of fruits and vegetables. Every corner of her garden has something that is edible.
And I've been eating them and they're so good.
She also collects rainwater to drink and water her plants. Annette says the food in her garden is her fountain of youth.
I'm very vibrant. I have lots of energy, as I told you before. I'm up at no later than 5:30 in the morning as a rule, and I'm ready to go.
Annette's husband owned a meat store in the 1960s. That's when she became a vegetarian. But as the years went by, she became a raw vegan. She does not eat any animal products. Her food is unprocessed and uncooked.
My diet consists of fruits, nuts, vegetables, and seeds. I do a lot of sprouting of seeds. And as you can see from my garden, of course, these are the raw foods that I eat.
Annette also juices fruits and veggies. You name it, she can juice it. Grapefruits, pineapples, even spinach. But not everyone in the Larkins family eats and drinks this way. Annette's husband of almost 54 years chose to continue to eat the way he did when they were first married.
I really wish I would have did what she's done.
Amos Larkin says people even wonder if Annette is his wife.
They'll ask me, what am I doing with a young girl? Or they'll say, you got your granddaughter with you, and things like that,
Amos takes prescription medicines daily for high blood pressure and diabetes. Annette says she doesn't even take an aspirin. Because friends and strangers kept asking her questions about her health and youthful appearance, she decided to publish 2 Journey to Health booklets, and she produced the DVD 12 years ago.
Discovery Channel, they took sections of the booklet and translated them into Spanish, which, by the way, is my second language.
So how old is this size 4 beauty? Annette just turned 70 years old.
This one lady who is my age, she said, was telling her friend that I used to tell them about eating and they wouldn't listen. And her reply was to that, or her response to that was, look at her now and look at us.
She's an amazing person, though. Oh, man. I mean, really, she do everything. Build computers. Oh, she's make all her own clothes, grow her own food, speak 3 languages. It's amazing.
Robert's reporting, I need to have some of what she's eating and drinking.
Stop using ChatGPT and Canva like children's toys. Here's how to use them right.
So this is how I
Prosecutors say a whistleblower who works here noticed something wasn't right, and that led to a widespread investigation. Look at each person facing the camera in each of these images. They are all the same person, according to prosecutors, who say the woman who posed as all of these different men and women did it for dangerous reasons.
Driving a massive truck through our streets where our children are playing. It is disturbing.
The Nassau District Attorney calls it a corruption ring at the DMV in Garden City. That's where, she says, 35-year-old Jamie Middleton took commercial driver's license, or CDL, written exams for 7 different people. Investigators say that each time she'd use disguises, sunglasses, and surgical masks to look like a different person taking the exam.
For the right price, they'd allow anyone to get a CDL permit.
The DA said 3 workers at the DMV were in on it with Middleton, the test taker, including Middleton's sister, Kanesha, a supervisor at the DMV. This shows what happened, according to investigators. Workers would have on their computers a photo of the person who was supposed to take the test, but they'd let Middleton, who's clearly not the person on the computer screen, take it instead. She'd split a $1,500 to $3,000 payment for each bogus test with accomplices in the DMV, the DA said. One person Middleton allegedly took the written test for drove a truck based out of this sanitation facility in Hempstead. James Nurse, according to investigators, is the only person whose exam Middleton took who actually got a full license. Why?
Because every driver must take a road test.
And that, at least two would-be drivers, Omesh Mohan and Renee Sarwi, failed, say prosecutors. Everybody allegedly involved faces up to 7 years in prison if found guilty, and this investigation continues.
Good evening. A celebration of Indigenous identity and presence was front and center in downtown Sioux Falls today.
It's Native Americans Day in South Dakota, and that meant a lively parade down Phillips Avenue. KELOLAND's Dan Santella was there to chat with people about what it meant to them. He joins us now. Good evening, Dan.
Hey, Tom. A couple of themes emerged from chatting with people along the parade's route this sunny morning. Unity and pride. This parade is a shared celebration, yet nevertheless personal. Just ask Gerald Weasel Jr. of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe about the joy he's feeling.
Kind of like brought tears to my eyes, and, you know, something just hits home and makes me feel good about myself, knowing that, you know, my people, they're here.
Robin Bear of the Ponca tribe is here too, with his wife Frances Sefier Bear of the Yankton Sioux tribe.
I'm here to celebrate Indigenous Day, but I believe that Indigenous Day is every single day.
I love to be here sober, to be here honoring our people, to be drug and alcohol free. That's the main thing, to represent our people.
Representation is another theme on this parade, where young people play an integral role.
This is a positive atmosphere for them, and we still have our drum and singing, so it shows them that we can go anywhere and we can sing and we can pray and we can do things in a good way.
It's special because everyone deserves to be recognized.
Yeah.
We're all God's children. We all deserve to be recognized. You just get to run into a lot of people new and old, friends new and old.
And at a time in this country when disagreement may feel like a constant presence, a gathering like this can offer a rebuttal.
You know, even if it's only a few hours for a parade, it makes me feel good that we can all get along.
Well, these are my people.
Today's status in South Dakota as Native Americans Day is enshrined in the state's codified law, which states that October 2nd, Monday, quote, is dedicated to the remembrance of the great Native American leaders who contributed so much to the history of our state.
If you need full dentures but can't deal with the endless expensive dentist visits, you need to see this. I used to...
Meanwhile, it's like deja vu. Today, millions are expected to hit the streets in all 50 states as part of the anti-Trump No Kings protests.
This comes months after widespread demonstrations on the day of the Army's 250th anniversary parade.
Our Madeline Rivera joins us from Washington with all of those details. Maddie, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Organizers say the first No Kings rally back in June drew about 5 million people at more than 2,000 rallies. They expect this weekend's demonstrations to have an even bigger turnout. They anticipate more than 2,500 protests across the country, about 450 more than were planned in June. A statement from the event's website states since June, President Trump has doubled down. His administration is sending masked agents into our streets, terrorizing our communities. They are targeting immigrant families, profiling, arresting, and detaining people without warrants. Several Democrats are expected to participate, including Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, Connecticut Senators Chris Murphy, Wisconsin Mayor Michelle Wu, DNC Chair Ken Martin, among others. House Speaker Mike Johnson is slamming the event and Democrats for taking part.
Democrat leaders are going to join for a big party out on the National Mall. They're going to descend on our Capitol for their much anticipated so-called No Kings rally. We refer to an accurate description, the Hate America rally. You're going to bring together the Marxists, the socialists, the Antifa advocates, the anarchist and the pro-Hamas wing of the far-left Democrat Party. That is the modern Democratic Party.
But independent Senator Bernie Sanders says the rally is meant to do the opposite, like upholding the values of the Constitution and pushing back against what they say is authoritarianism.
No, Speaker Johnson, the No Kings rally on October 18th is not a hate America rally. In fact, it's quite the contrary. It's a love America rally.
Meantime, President Trump tells Maria Bartiromo on an exclusive interview on Sunday Morning Futures he's not a king.
Mr. President, do you think that the government shutdown is all about this rally that's happening this weekend, the No Kings rally?
No, I mean, some people say they want to delay it for the king. This is
more
not
than
a king. You know, they're referring to me as a king. I'm not a king.
Right.
Schumer is urging protesters to march peacefully. Most of the demonstrations were peaceful, but a handful did erupt into violence, leading to several arrests. Charlie, Rachel, and Griff.
Thank you, Maddie.
Thank you, Maddie.
They were mostly peaceful.
Yeah, right.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Tilden.
And I'm Lindsay Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews. Compelling.
CVS doesn't want you to know you can get 100 milligram generic Viagra tablets for 87 cents each from Friday.
Each one, teach one. Politics and world news. Politics and world news. Politics and world news. That's what it is. Politics. Politics and world news. That's what it is. World news, politics. That's what it is. Copenhagen. No more manufacturing jobs to earn a living. Got 'em. China. Taxi. Politics and world news. Haiti. Politics and world news. Politics and world news. Australia. All around the world. Politics. South America. Politics and world news. Politics and world news. Ooh. Gaza. Nah. AI. Stick 'em up. Give me that. China. War. Cigarette. Why? Police brutality. Mental health. Tonight. Tupac. Tesla. Why? Politics are messed up. They got money for politics and world news. Politics and world news. Politics. That's what it is. Politics. World news. That's what it is. Politics and world news. That's what it is. That's what it is. Politics and world news. World news, politics. All around the world. What? Shit. CBR automatic. June 2025 news, politics. Russia. Politics and world politics. What's North America? Politics and world news. set you ready on fire, cross singing in and out.